And then we started to see some footage in the past how Travis Hunter was treated poorly by Leanna Lene, but he really loved her because she was older and she was out of school and he was in high school, but she stayed the entire time.
You're standing on the sidelines of a life that just imploded in real time. The news has already broken. Travis Hunter has filed for divorce, and now the real story is leaking out piece by piece. Multiple sources say it all began when Hunter discovered intimate photos of his wife, sent directly to a prominent NBA player. Not just casual texts, not just harmless banter, full-blown explicit images buried deep in her message history, waiting to be found. The moment of discovery is said to have been eerily quiet. According to someone close to the situation, Hunter scrolled, stopped, stared, and didn't say a word. No shouting, no questions. He simply placed the phone down, walked into the other room, and closed the door. By the next morning, he'd spoken with his lawyer. The divorce filing hit the public record hours later. The identity of the NBA player remains a mystery, but that hasn't stopped the internet from trying to solve it. Sports gossip accounts are throwing out names, fan forums are combing through every social media like and follow, and grainy screenshots are circulating with captions like, "This is the guy." Whether accurate or not, the damage is done. Public speculation is now part of the story. On her end, Hunter's wife has gone silent. No statements, no denials. Her Instagram comments are locked, her Twitter mentions flooded with accusations. Friends say she's overwhelmed and not ready to address anything, but that silence is only fueling the storm. The fallout spreads fast. By the next morning, the story isn't just confined to sports blogs. It's on the front page of mainstream news sites, dissected on morning talk shows, and debated endlessly across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Every clip, every post seems to ask the same unspoken question. How does someone come back from a betrayal this public? Teammates arrive at practice with cameras in their faces, reporters fishing for soundbites. Some dodge the questions entirely, shaking their heads and walking off. Others, more sympathetic, offer short, cautious lines like, "We've got his back. That's all I'll say." Even coaches have been forced to address the situation, with one carefully stating, "We're focused on football, but obviously, we support Travis as a person first." Meanwhile, rumors about the NBA player's identity reach a fever pitch. One viral thread claims to have proof based on a matching tattoo spotted in one of the leaked screenshots. Another insists it was someone Hunter had played pickup games with during the off-season, making the betrayal feel even sharper. Nothing has been confirmed, but the online sleuthing has taken on a life of its own, with thousands of people convinced they know the truth. The public is split. Some feel deep sympathy for Hunter, praising him for cutting ties quickly and refusing to publicly air the mess. Others question whether the divorce is the whole story, wondering aloud if this was the final straw in a marriage that had cracks long before the scandal. Through it all, Hunter remains silent. No press conferences, no Instagram posts, just a blank profile picture where his wedding photos once were. And now, people can't stop asking, in a world where every scandal becomes entertainment, how much of this story will Travis allow to stay behind closed doors? And how much will inevitably come out? Would you keep it private, or would you tell the world everything? By the third day, the divorce scandal has taken on a rhythm, each hour bringing a fresh twist, each post fueling the fire. TMZ runs with an alleged timeline, claiming the photos were sent during an away game when Hunter's team was on the road. According to their report, the messages coincided with late-night FaceTime calls to the NBA player, suggesting this wasn't a one-time lapse in judgment, but an ongoing connection. In the locker room, the tension is thick. Teammates avoid eye contact when the subject comes up, some clearly uncomfortable, others quietly furious on Hunter's behalf. One source inside the team says the betrayal has become personal for several players, especially those who know the NBA star in question. It's not just gossip to them, the source explains. It's about loyalty, and somebody broke it in the worst way. Outside of sports, fans are picking apart every move. Paparazzi photos show Hunter leaving a high-rise apartment complex in street clothes instead of his usual team gear, sparking theories that he's staying somewhere new to avoid the media outside his home. His wife has been spotted only once, wearing oversized sunglasses, keeping her head down, and refusing to answer questions shouted from the sidewalk. The NBA players' camp has stayed completely silent, neither confirming nor denying involvement, but that hasn't stopped reporters from showing up to his games with pointed questions ready. In a post-game interview, one journalist slips in a blunt, "Any comment on the Travis Hunter situation?" met with a cold stare and a quick, "Next question." And now the online conversation is shifting. It's no longer just about the betrayal itself, but about how much more there is to uncover. Were there more messages, more players, more secrets sitting in someone's phone waiting to surface? If it were you, knowing the world was about to see the most private parts of your life, would you try to control the narrative or brace for whatever comes out? The scandal takes a sharp turn when a new leak surfaces. This time, not just photos, but entire message threads allegedly between Hunter's wife and the NBA player. The screenshots, shared by an anonymous account claiming to be close to the situation, are far more explicit than anything seen before. They don't just show flirting, they reveal dates, locations, and references to meetups that line up with team travel schedules. Almost immediately, the authenticity of the messages becomes the biggest debate online. Some fans insist they're doctored, pointing to odd formatting or blurred timestamps. Others argue that the details are too specific to be fake, especially given how closely they match previously rumored events. Regardless, the public doesn't seem to care about verification. Screenshots are being reposted thousands of times, framed as undeniable proof of an ongoing affair. Inside Hunter's camp, the mood is reportedly one of controlled fury. His attorney releases a short statement, saying only that private matters are being handled appropriately through legal channels. But behind closed doors, sources say Hunter is weighing whether to sue for defamation if any of the leaked material turns out to be fabricated. On the other side, the NBA player remains silent, even as his own fan base begins flooding his social media comments with demands for an explanation. The cultural divide deepens. Some believe Hunter is right to keep quiet, allowing the legal process to run its course. Others think silence is a mistake, that without speaking up, the story will be shaped entirely by leaks and rumors. Meanwhile, sports talk shows are running entire segments on how scandals like this can affect endorsements, team morale, and long-term career prospects. And now, a more personal question is emerging among fans and fellow athletes alike. If someone you trusted turned your private life into public spectacle, complete with leaked messages and intimate details, would you stand firm in silence or fight to clear your name at any cost? By the end of the week, the story shifts from scandal to potential legal warfare. Multiple outlets report that Hunter's legal team is now exploring whether the leaks, both the explicit photos and the message threads, constitute violations of privacy laws. If proven, it could mean lawsuits not just against the anonymous leakers, but potentially against the NBA player himself if he was involved in distributing them. Sports law experts weigh in on live broadcasts, explaining how revenge porn statutes and digital harassment laws could apply in a case like this. One commentator notes, if these images were shared without consent, there are serious criminal implications. This isn't just gossip. It's a crime in many states. The conversation has gone from salacious to severe, adding a new layer of consequences to an already volatile situation. Meanwhile, the NBA player's PR team quietly moves into damage control mode. Social media posts are scrubbed, old interviews vanish from YouTube, and a planned charity appearance is abruptly canceled due to scheduling conflicts. Fans interpret the move as an admission of guilt, and within hours, hashtags demanding his suspension start trending. Hunter, however, remains unseen. Teammates say he's been training privately, avoiding the main facility to escape the swarm of cameras parked outside. Those who have spoken to him describe a man who's laser-focused on football, but also done with the games, hinting that he may soon speak publicly to shut the door on the rumors for good. The public's curiosity is only growing. With every passing day, new exclusive claims surface online. Some real, some blatantly fabricated, and the truth becomes harder to separate from speculation. And now, a more haunting question is circling the sports world. Even if Hunter wins legally, or clears his name completely, will this chapter ever stop defining him in the public eye? Would you rather win in court but lose your privacy forever, or stay silent and hope the world eventually moves on? The tension spikes when a well-known sports journalist drops what they're calling the final piece of the puzzle. In a primetime broadcast, they reveal travel records showing the NBA player was in the same city as Hunter's wife on multiple occasions, dates that align almost perfectly with the leaked message threads. The implication is clear. This wasn't a casual online flirtation. There were face-to-face meetings, and plenty of opportunity for the affair to move beyond digital boundaries. The journalist stopped short of confirming anything physical took place, but the circumstantial evidence is enough to reignite the firestorm. Fans who had started to lose interest are suddenly pulled back in, combing through past social media posts to find overlapping geotags, hotel check-ins, and even matching backgrounds in photos. In less than an hour, a full timeline of betrayal is trending, complete with side-by-side comparisons of posts from both the NBA player and Hunter's wife. Inside the league offices, whispers start about potential disciplinary action, not for the affair itself, but for the distraction and negative publicity it's causing both organizations. A former player turned analyst puts it bluntly, franchises hate bad press. They'll do whatever it takes to make this go away, even if it means someone loses their job. Hunter's camp remains tight-lipped, but privately, sources say he's furious at the renewed speculation. The divorce, in his eyes, was meant to end the drama, but the steady drip of new revelations has made closure impossible. His wife has reportedly stopped cooperating with mutual acquaintances, fearful that every conversation will end up leaked online. And now the question fans are debating isn't just about betrayal, it's about control. Once a story like this escapes into the public, can anyone ever truly take it back? If you were in Hunter's position, would you confront the NBA player directly or let the evidence speak for itself? The breaking point comes late one night when an unverified video clip begins circulating on social media, allegedly showing Hunter's wife and the NBA player together in a dimly lit lounge. The footage is grainy, the audio muffled, but the body language is enough for the internet to treat it as confirmation of everything they've suspected. Within minutes, the clip is reposted across every major platform, with captions like "No more denying it" and "Hunter was right to walk away." By morning, sports media has shifted into overdrive. Talk shows loop the video on repeat, analysts debating whether it's authentic or another piece of manipulated content designed to stir the pot. Legal experts chime in, warning that if the video is real and was recorded without consent, there could be serious legal repercussions for whoever leaked it. The frenzy is so intense that both the NBA player and Hunter's wife are forced to disable their accounts entirely, cutting off the digital trail that's been fueling the saga. Hunter himself is finally spotted for the first time in days, arriving at practice, hood up, earbuds in, ignoring every question shouted his way. His only public action is a single Instagram story later that night, a black screen with the words, "Moving forward, no names, no details," just enough to make headlines again. In the court of public opinion, however, the verdict is already in. For many, the leaked clip closes the chapter, proof enough that the divorce wasn't rash, but inevitable. For others, it's just another piece of a puzzle they've been obsessed with piecing together from the start. And as the dust settles, one truth becomes clear. No matter what the legal outcome, no matter how much time passes, this scandal will linger in the background of Hunter's career. In the world of sports, where image is currency, the question now is whether he can rebuild his brand, or